Today, we are going to talk a little about the Galactic Federation of Worlds. By now, many are familiar with the Federation, which is not to be confused with the Galactic Federation of Light. If you haven't seen my previous video on the Federation, it will be linked at the end and in the description of this video. I think at this point, it's important to know a little bit more about the Galactic Federation of Worlds, or GFW. In her Encyclopedia Galactica, which I'll link in the description, Elena Danaan catalogs 110 star nations interacting with Earth, providing insights into various extraterrestrial civilizations. However, this number represents the spacefaring star nations and does not necessarily reflect the total membership of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. There are so many different civilizations of extraterrestrial consciousnesses, guys. It's not one group of aliens. There is an entire universe out there, and we are like a grain of sand in it. Dr. Michael Salla made this very clear when I saw him at the Galactic Spiritual Informers Connection in February. In his book, Galactic Federations, Councils, and Secret Space Programs, Salla explores multiple extraterrestrial groups and their interactions with humanity. I will link that book in the description also. While he provides a comprehensive overview of these entities, he does not specify an exact count of civilizations within the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Both authors emphasize the complexity and diversity of extraterrestrial alliances, suggesting that the Galactic Federation of Worlds comprises numerous civilizations, so it only makes sense that there would be guidance for member worlds that wish to remain in the Federation. And there is. It's known as the Prime Directive of the Galactic Federation of Worlds, which is a guiding principle designed to ensure the sovereignty and natural development of civilizations. Its purpose is to prevent interference in the evolutionary and cultural trajectory of emerging planetary societies, particularly those that have not yet achieved a unified planetary consciousness or advanced interstellar capabilities. The Prime Directive of the Galactic Federation of Worlds is said to originate from the founding members of the Federation, which is an alliance of advanced extraterrestrial civilizations committed to fostering peace and cooperation in the galaxy. Its creation is attributed to a council of elder races, including advanced civilizations such as the Lyrans, Pleiadians, and Andromedans, who were instrumental in establishing the Federation. The Prime Directive is believed to have been written at the time of the Federation's formation. This ancient law reflects a collective agreement among these elder races to respect the free will, sovereignty, and natural evolution of less advanced civilizations. The exact individual or group responsible for authoring the Prime Directive is unknown, as it is considered a product of collaborative wisdom and cosmic law rather than the work of a single entity. It has likely been refined over time as the Federation expanded and adapted to new challenges in maintaining interstellar harmony. The Prime Directive was disclosed in 2021. Elena Danaan, a former professional French archaeologist and extraterrestrial contactee, has shared insights into the Prime Directive of the Galactic Federation of Worlds, which is essentially a set of ethical guidelines governing interactions with less advanced civilizations. The directive emphasizes non-interference in the natural development of such societies, respecting their autonomy and free will. Earth's request for help from the Galactic Federation of Worlds is believed to have occurred through a combination of efforts from certain human factions and spiritual leaders. According to various sources discussing the Federation, Earth's formal call for assistance came as humanity faced existential threats, such as extraterrestrial interference, notably from the Orion Greys and Reptilian factions. This interference resulted in covert activities by power structures aligned with those negative forces. In May 2022, the Galactic Federation of Worlds introduced an amendment to its Prime Directive to address manipulative practices by advanced extraterrestrial civilizations, particularly the Greys, toward less developed societies like Earth. Historically, the Greys exploited a loophole in the Prime Directive, securing consent from certain human groups, such as the Majestic 12 in the 1950s, to conduct genetic experiments and abductions under the guise of technological exchange. This led to widespread, unauthorized activities that led to crimes against humanity. The newest amendment explicitly prohibits advanced civilizations from manipulating or deceiving less developed societies for their own benefit, even if superficial consent is obtained. This change empowers the GFW to intervene against entities that violate this principle, ensuring the protection of emerging civilizations from exploitation and preserving their natural development. For a comprehensive understanding of the Prime Directive and its implications, you can refer to Elena Danaan's book, The Cedars, where she discusses these principles in detail. The Prime Directive reads as follows. Article 1. The Prime Directive is to serve as a moral, ethical guide and legal template. Article 2. The Prime Directive is applicable to all cultures in any world that have not yet achieved interstellar travel capacity and have not established an organized continuous relationship with an evolved external interstellar culture. Article 3. Nothing within these articles shall authorize the Galactic Federation of Worlds personnel to intervene in matters which are essentially of the domestic, local, or private jurisdiction of any planetary system, or shall require the members to submit such matters to settlement under any articles of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Article 4. As the right of each sentient species to live following the greater universal law of free will, in accordance with its natural and biological cultural evolution is considered sacred, no members or personnel of the Galactic Federation of Worlds may interfere with the normal, autonomous, and healthy development of native life, society, and culture. Such interference includes introducing superior knowledge, strength, or technology to a world whose members and society are incapable of handling such advantages wisely, judged on their present level of spiritual, moral, and technological evolution. Article 5. The Galactic Federation of Worlds cannot expose an evolving species to technology that the species has not yet discovered or is currently capable of developing and using. Article 6. Sharing and seeding of technology above the lesser evolved race. Evolutionary capability of understanding is prohibited or taken to the necessary minimum. Article 7. It is forbidden to interact or communicate with any native resident of a lesser evolved planet or culture using any device, appliance, machine, tool, weapon, or invention representing an improvement upon the science and technology already in existence upon said planet. Article 8. Spiritual and moral knowledge should also be restricted to a bare and necessary minimum, only using communication methods and devices at the current level of understanding of the lesser evolved race. Article 9. It is not permitted to make contact with or interfere with lesser evolved races unless they are threatened by an outside source. In that case, it is the moral obligation of the personnel of the Galactic Federation of Worlds to evaluate the situation to determine a suitable course of action. The free will of a Stage 1 or Stage 2 planetary culture works in accordance with the greater universal law of evolution, when not coerced or influenced by an outside source working for their own benefit to the detriment of the said lesser evolved culture. Manipulation of free will upon a lesser evolved culture is nullified regarding the greater universal law of evolution. It is in this case considered by the Prime Directive as interference, and the Galactic Federation of Worlds reserves the right to intervene. Article 10. Federation personnel may not violate this Prime Directive unless they are acting to right an earlier violation or an accidental contamination of said culture. This directive takes precedence over any and all other considerations and carries with it the highest moral obligation. The Prime Directive serves several key purposes. A critical mandate is to respect free will, ensuring that civilizations evolve naturally without external coercion or manipulation. There is a strict policy of non-intervention. The Federation avoids direct interference in the internal affairs of planetary societies unless explicitly invited or to prevent existential threats, such as hostile extraterrestrial invasions. The Prime Directive specifically protects developing civilizations, such as Earth, by shielding less advanced societies from premature exposure to advanced technologies or knowledge that could destabilize their cultural or spiritual progress. Additionally, the directive maintains cosmic harmony by preserving balance and harmony in the galaxy, by adhering to universal laws that govern interaction among advanced and developing species. This directive aligns with the broader goal of fostering peaceful coexistence and ensuring that civilizations grow responsibly within the galactic community. In summary, it is up to us to receive the future that we want. I have heard this over and over again. We must be ready for technological advancement, and the way we do that is through spiritual advancement. Unfortunately, early on, the transformation of Earth was discussed in terms of what we will get. I must disagree with this. The transformation of Earth is more aligned with what we can give. Can we contribute to an evolved society without putting their peaceful existence at risk? I understand that you believe that your individual energy doesn't make a difference, but this couldn't be further from the truth. It is the collective evolution. So join us in our quest to free our minds and to manifest the world of beauty and prosperity for our children that is so near.